Afghanistan's martial arts team participation in Asian competitions. The Afghan martial arts team will participate in the O-Sport Asian competitions. According to officials from the Martial Arts Federation in Afghanistan, these competitions will be hosted by Iran with the participation of 12 countries, including Afghanistan. In these competitions, 22 Afghan athletes will compete in various age and weight categories, accompanied by a 4-member delegation representing Afghanistan. It is reported that these athletes will compete on Wednesday and Thursday of this week. Project. Maulai Shurjan Rashid, the head of energy and water in Lakaman, stated that this protective wall, funded by the World Food Organization at a cost of 11,600,000 Afghanis, will be 350 meters long, 2.5 meters wide, and 4.5 meters high in Murtarlam, the center of this province. He added that this protective wall is intended to prevent the risk of flooding and to protect 400 jaribs of agricultural land, and it will be completed within 3 months. During the ceremony, Sheikh Shur Ahmed Haktani, the governor of Lakaman, assured that the local administration's leadership is focused on implementing other public benefit projects to provide necessary facilities for the people of Lakaman. It is noteworthy that during the implementation of this project, job opportunities have also been provided for 224 residents of Murtarlam. The White House announced that Donald Trump, the President of the United States, signed an executive order on Tuesday, February 23, related to reducing the federal workforce. At the same time, Elon Musk defended his actions in Donald Trump's office and promised to save $1 trillion in the government budget. According to Trump's executive order, the federal government will only be allowed to hire 1 new employee for every 4 employees who leave. This move is the latest effort by Trump and his senior advisor, Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla and owner of the social media platform X, to downsize the government and align it with Trump's priorities. Previously, the Trump administration had proposed extensive buyout and early retirement options and had attempted to eliminate legal protections for government employees. He has also effectively shut down some federal agencies and organizations. Given that many government employees are members of labor unions, any layoffs or large-scale reductions must be carried out in accordance with the collective agreements of these unions. Additionally, non-union employees are also entitled to job protections under federal laws. The President's executive order requires federal agencies to cooperate with the government productivity team under Elon Musk's supervision to examine widespread workforce reductions and identify parts of government agencies and organizations that can be completely eliminated. According to a White House official, employees working in national security, public safety, law enforcement, and immigration control will be exempt from these layoffs. The Trump administration had previously attempted to encourage federal employees to accept buyout and early retirement offers, but a federal judge blocked the plan. Musk defended his actions and attacked judges and law firms. On Tuesday, shortly before Donald Trump signed an executive order, Elon Musk appeared in the Oval Office alongside the president and defended his role as an unelected official. Musk, who has received unprecedented authority from Trump to restructure the government, stated, "You cannot have an autonomous bureaucracy in the federal government. The government must be accountable to the people." Musk also committed to saving $1 trillion by identifying corruption and waste in the government. In addition to halting Trump's buyout and early retirement plan, courts have also blocked his efforts to suspend employees of the U.S. Agency for International Development and Elon Musk's access to sensitive Treasury Department payment systems. Currently, about 2.3 million civilian employees work in the U.S. government, not including postal service workers. While security agencies make up the largest portion of the federal workforce, hundreds of thousands of individuals across the country are responsible for tasks such as overseeing veterans' health care services, inspecting agricultural products, and managing government payments. Musk also harshly criticized law firms that have sued on behalf of government employees against these decisions on his social media platform, X. Which law firms are pursuing these anti-democratic lawsuits to obstruct the will of the people. He also attacked the judges whose rulings have prevented the implementation of Trump's executive orders, writing in another post, "Democracy in America is being destroyed by a judicial coup." Trump also expressed this concern during a meeting with Musk in his office at the White House, stating, "We want to root out corruption. It's hard to believe that a judge would say we don't want you to do this. So maybe we need to reconsider the judges themselves, because this is a very serious issue." The President of the United States also dismissed criticisms from Democrats and other opponents regarding potential conflicts of interest in Elon Musk's role. Some critics have emphasized that Musk is the owner of SpaceX, which is considered a major federal contractor. Trump countered these criticisms by saying, "If we thought there was a problem, we wouldn't have allowed Musk to operate in this area. If we believed there wasn't enough transparency or that a conflict of interest was present, we would never have given him such powers." Global Artificial Intelligence Summit, U.S., excessive regulation will destroy this industry.
JD.
Vance, the Vice President of the United States, has stated that excessive regulations on artificial intelligence could destroy this transformative industry. On Tuesday, February 11, Agence France-Presse reported that Vance made these remarks at the Global Artificial Intelligence Summit in Paris. The vice president emphasized at the summit that the U.S. will not squander its artificial intelligence industry. He noted that this industry should be viewed with optimism. Meanwhile, Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, stressed the need for more regulations in this sector. He stated, "We need these laws to expand artificial intelligence." It is worth mentioning that the US and the UK did not sign the agreement of the Global Artificial Intelligence Summit. The UK claimed it could not agree with all sections of the leaders' statement and would only commit to matters that align with its national interests. However, 60 other countries, including China, India, and France, signed the agreement, emphasizing an open, inclusive, and ethical. Her Tesla Model 3 when she said she heard her father's panicked voice, "The brakes don't work." Approaching a red light, her father swerved around two cars before plowing into an SUV and a sedan and crashing into a large concrete barrier. Stunned, Zhang gazed at the deflating airbag in front of her. She could never have imagined what was to come. Tesla sued her for defamation for complaining publicly about the car's brakes and won. A Chinese court ordered Zhang to pay more than $23,000 in damages and publicly apologize to the $1.1 trillion company. Zhang is not the only one to find herself in the crosshairs of Tesla, which is led by Elon Musk, among the richest men in the world and a self-described free speech absolutist. Over the last 4 years, Tesla has sued at least 6 car owners in China who had sudden vehicle malfunctions, quality complaints or accidents they claimed were caused by mechanical failures. The company has also sued at least 6 bloggers and 2 Chinese media outlets that wrote critically about the company, according to a review of public court documents and Chinese media reports by the Associated Press. Tesla won all 11 cases for which AP could determine the verdicts. 2 judgments, including Zhang's, are on appeal. 1 case was settled out of court. It is not common practice for automakers in China or elsewhere to sue their customers. But Tesla has pioneered an aggressive legal strategy and leveraged the patronage of powerful leaders in China's ruling Communist Party to silence critics, reap financial rewards and limit its accountability. The AP review of Tesla's record in China comes as Musk is wielding significant influence in President Donald Trump's new administration, leading an effort to rapidly shrink the size of the federal government and oust employees deemed disloyal to the president. his actions have raised concerns that Musk is weakening the U.S. system of checks and balances, in part, to benefit Tesla and his other companies. In the United States, Musk has found a powerful ally in Trump. Together, they have ransacked the federal government, freezing spending, suspending programs, and dismissing prosecutors, government watchdogs and others that have traditionally acted as guardrails. Tesla officials in China and the United States did not reply to requests for comment. In this photo released by Xinhua News Agency, the Tesla Gigafactory in Lingang area of the China, Shanghai, Pilot Free Trade Zone is seen in East China's Shanghai on Sept. 26, 2023. Luying/Xinhua via AP, file. Tesla's record in China shows how Musk has thrived in a system in which regulators, the media, and the courts, which must all ultimately answer to the ruling Communist Party, are, by design, somewhat intertwined. Tesla has profited from the largesse of the Chinese state, winning unprecedented regulatory benefits, below-market rate loans and large tax breaks. With a few pointed exceptions, Tesla has enjoyed largely ingratiating coverage in the Chinese press, and journalists told AP they have been instructed to avoid negative coverage of the automaker. Tesla's windfall has extended to the courts, and not just in legal actions Tesla has brought against customers. In a review of public court documents, AP found that Tesla won nearly 90% of civil cases over safety, quality, or contract disputes brought by customers. The government gave Tesla a super status that put consumers in a very vulnerable position, said Qiao Yudong, a former lawyer for American sports car company Celine Automotive in China. That's why some consumers had to resort to extreme actions. One of those desperate customers was Zhang. Burning with anger. The February 2021 crash in central China's Henan province sent Zhang's mother and father, who had a concussion, to the hospital for 4 days, medical records show. Zhang, who was unharmed in the accident, as was her baby niece, wanted to understand what had happened. How could her dream car have turned into such a nightmare? This photo provided by Zhang Yazhu shows her damaged Tesla Model 3, left, which her father was driving when it hit 2 other cars before crashing to a halt against a concrete barrier in Anyang, a city in central China's Henan province, on February 21, 2021. Zhang was in the passenger seat. Her mother and her 1-year-old niece were at the back. Zhang Yazhu via AP. Traffic police determined that the crash was her dad's fault because he hadn't maintained a safe following distance. Zhang, however, insisted that the brakes had malfunctioned, sending the car out of control. She filed a complaint with a local market regulator, requesting a refund and compensation. Teslas are among the most computerized cars on the market, so Zhang asked the automaker to turn over the full pre-crash data from her car, hoping it might help explain what went wrong. Tesla refused. Tesla's employees were very arrogant and tough in dealing with my complaints, Zhang said in an interview. I was burning with anger. After weeks of stewing, she draped her damaged car with a banner proclaiming Tesla brake failure in front of the Tesla dealership in Zhengzhou, the capital of Henan province, some 200. Burning with anger. The February 2021 crash in central China's Henan province sent Zhang's mother and father, who had a concussion, to the hospital for 4 days, medical records show. Zhang, who was unharmed in the accident, as was her baby niece, wanted to understand what had happened. How could her dream car have turned into such a nightmare? This photo provided by Zhang Yazhu shows her damaged Tesla Model 3, left, which her father was driving when it hit two other cars before crashing to a halt against a concrete barrier in Anyang, a city in central China's Henan province, on February 21, 2021. Zhang was in the passenger seat. Her mother and her one-year-old niece were at the back. Zhang Yazhu via AP. Traffic police determined that the crash was her dad's fault because he hadn't maintained a safe following distance. Zhang, however, insisted that the brakes had malfunctioned, sending the car out of control. She filed a complaint with a local market regulator, requesting a refund and compensation. Teslas are among the most computerized cars on the market, so Zhang asked the automaker to turn over the full pre-crash data from her car, hoping it might help explain what went wrong. Tesla refused. Tesla's employees were very arrogant and tough in dealing with my complaints, Zhang said in an interview. I was burning with anger. After weeks of stewing, she draped her damaged car with a banner proclaiming Tesla brake failure in front of the Tesla dealership in Zhengzhou, the capital of Henan province, some 200. Zhang insisted she acted on her own and out of anguish. Outraged, she sued Tesla for defamation, arguing that the executive's comments unjustly cast her as a troublemaker to deflect attention from the company's own shortcomings. And then she found herself on the receiving end of a lawsuit filed by Tesla. Advertisement. The odds are against you. Tesla said Zhang had deliberately spread false information that damaged the brand and asked for 5 million yuan, $684,000, in damages. The case, which a court took up in October 2021, came as Tesla faced a barrage of criticism in China. Dozens of Tesla owners had been publicly complaining about alleged brake failures, battery fires, unintended acceleration and other defects, as well as what they claimed were misleading sales practices. The same month as Zhang's crash, Chinese regulators summoned Tesla to respond to quality concerns raised by such reports. Zhang's emotional protests sparked a rare burst of criticism of Tesla in Chinese media. Under pressure from regulators, Tesla finally released the data from her car, which the company said showed her father had been driving nearly 120 kilometers per hour, 75 miles per hour, and that the brakes had functioned to reduce the magnitude of the collision.